In the world of Hollywood, movies get greenlit and redlit. They get remade and rebooted. But we are the ideal. I'm Sam Gasch, and you are listening to Ideal Remake. Thank you for listening to Ideal Remake. We take movies that either have been, will be, or should be remade and talk about what the ideal version of that remake would be. Today we got a feeling that we ain't in Brooklyn no more. My guest today, who assures me he spent some time in the evolution chair, is Nick Assunto. Now Nick, first of all, did I pronounce your last name right?
Yes.
Yes! Okay. Now Nick, is the Super Mario Bros. Movie a movie that has been, will be, or should be remade?
It's a movie that should be remade.
Yes. Alright, good. I agree. Now, you're a returning guest. You were previously on for Super Troopers, but just for anyone tuning in and didn't listen to that, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
It was Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers.
What are you... Oh, I'm supposed to say what I do?
So stuff about you. What's going on?
I'm a writer.
Who are you?
I'm Nick. I'm a comedy writer. I do like sketch stuff. I used to do UCB. I don't anymore. I just mostly write and try to sell my scripts. And I work for a company called Stage 32 that deals with helping writers.
Yep. Cool. Fun.
Yeah.
All right.
And I play D&D on Sundays.
Yeah.
I'm real boring.
When was the first time you saw the Super Mario Bros. Movie?
Probably right when it came out.
Really?
Yeah, I think I might have seen it in theaters.
Interesting.
I was a big Mario player as a kid. Like, I could still plow through Super Mario 3 pretty fast. But yeah, I loved it. And I actually loved the movie growing up. I watched it a ton.
Really?
I had it on DVD when I was in college, and I used to watch it in college.
That's a strong statement that you're saying publicly.
Yeah, I unironically enjoyed it. And then...
When did this switch get flipped?
As I rewatched it 3 days ago for the first time in about 8 years or whatever.
And you were like, oh no, this is bad.
Yeah, now that I know how to write. But also I'm not a kid, and when I was a kid, I was like 17, still naive, and I was holding on to the childish love of the film.
Fair.
And it does not age. Well, actually the special effects age great, to be honest. It's pretty cool tech.
Honestly, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I love having cars that are just spark.
Yeah, oh my god, I love the set design. The set design of that film is actually gorgeous. It's like with the fungus everywhere, and it looks like this weird like Mad Max type post-apocalyptic world. And I read...
It's like Mad Max meets Blade Runner.
Yes. I read that they brought on the guy, I think it was the guy from Blade Runner.
Really?
Possibly I was just reading a bunch of trivia about it.
Production designer David L. Snyder, Blade Runner.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be this very serious, like darker toned film, but then the producers changed their minds after set was built. So then they're like, no, we gotta make a family movie. So everybody was just fighting and arguing. Production was moved from like 7 weeks to 16 weeks, and it was like a huge nightmare to make. John Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins were drunk the whole time. Dennis Hopper hated everybody. The directors hated everybody. It was like supposedly the biggest mess ever.
I mean, the thing I've heard the most often about the Super Mario Brothers movie is that John Leguizamo has like gone on record saying like, no, both me and Mario,
Bob Hoskins.
Yeah. I don't like to pierce the veil. Luigi and Mario were saying that like they legitimately got hurt, like dangerously hurt a bunch.
Oh yeah. Bob Hoskins got stabbed a few times apparently. Some people when they do that scene where they're sliding on the mattress on the ice, apparently some set guy, like PA or something, didn't think it was moving fast enough, so he readjusted it and didn't tell anyone. And if any of those, it was moving so fast, and it was 25 feet in the air or something, and if any of those actresses fell off, they probably would have died.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And it was just a PA who took it upon himself?
I want to say it was a PA. I don't know. It was IMDb trivia. You could check it out on IMDb.
I could. I am on IMDb Pro right now.
I read the whole trivia page after watching the movie.
It occurred to me that as I was sitting down to watch this, that like I think... watching this movie a couple nights ago was the first time I'd ever seen it all the way through.
Oh, really?
Well, because I'd seen like bits and pieces and clips here and there just on TV and Comedy Central, but I had never sat down to watch the Super Mario Brothers movie because I've kind of always known that it was bad. I mean, it came out when I was 5, so my parents were never like, we got to take our kid to see this movie. That just wasn't who they were if the movie wasn't animated. And so it just, unless it was on TV, I just didn't see it.
Part of it's animated.
True.
That brief little moment in the beginning.
Yeah, the weird 8-bit animation, which is...
the Brooklyn dinosaurs?
Yeah. Which are for sure a thing.
Yeah.
But then... Oh, yeah, and who was the narrator during that first animated thing? Because I remember hearing the voice and going, I recognize that.
Oh, I have no idea.
It was
It should have been Joe Pantoliano. No, not Joe. Joe Mantegna is who it should have been. Hey, so these dinosaurs. Oh, that's Charles Bronson.
It was Dan Castellaneta.
Okay, so... Homer Simpson.
Homer. Yeah, so back a long time ago, that guy was Homer, which is weird for me.
Very odd.
If you can hear a dog barking right now, I'm sorry. I don't think you can, and I'll know for sure when I'm editing.
I mean, I can.
We can, but I mean...
So what'd you think, though? Did you like it?
Honestly, I hadn't even thought about the graphics and the special effects until you mentioned it just now, and with the glaring exception of one of them, they were all pretty good. Like, the only one that I thought was, like, kind of cheesy and bad is when, like, King Koopa, when Bowser gets turned into, like, the kind of the dinosaur at the end.
Yeah.
That dinosaur looked awful.
That was very bad looking, yeah.
But everything else, yeah, now that you mentioned it, looked pretty good. Even, like, the weird, creepy fungus dad.
Yeah. Which was, Lance Henriksen.
Who...
I don't think he has a single line of dialogue.
He does. He's like, I guess we did it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he goes, I love those plumbers. That's right.
Yeah. He inexplicably turns back into a person at the end for no reason. I can't think of a reason why
they don't turn on the machine. There's so many plot holes that I noticed this time around. It was nuts.
So many.
Actually, you know what really bugged me is half of the script is just the characters repeatedly yelling each other's names back and forth.
Uh-huh.
For, like, Daisy, Maria, whatever her name was, Daniela, Daisy, Daniela, Luigi,
Mario.
they're just going. Why are people just standing still and yelling at each other while things are happening?
I don't know. And part of us, we go in because I was expecting the movie to be Mario, Luigi, and Peach, but it's not. It's Daisy. And which in retrospect, as we were watching it, I was like, oh, well, I guess that's because that way she could have the relationship with Luigi, because if it was Peach, it would have to be with Mario, and Mario's like an old man.
But I thought Peach and Daisy were the same person originally, and that's why it was just
No.
I thought her first name was like I thought it was supposed to be Daisy Peach or something like that.
No. Daisy and Peach are different people.
I guess I don't know my Mario mythology.
Princess Peach is not in this movie.
No.
I will double check that right now. Yeah, no, she's just Daisy. It's just, hi, I'm Daisy.
Oh, I didn't know they were different characters.
Yeah, they're different characters. They're basically palette swaps of each other, but they're different characters.
Yeah, I know that now. I like for Smash Brothers and stuff.
Of
now
course.
I know that they're new. But I thought back then it was just the one princess.
No, and that's also
Toadstool. Her name, Princess Toadstool, was the first name, wasn't it?
Well, the first one, when she's in the Donkey Kong, it's Pauline.
Oh, yeah.
So it's Pauline, and then she's replaced by Peach, who's Princess Peach.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and it was weird for me because I was expecting like, oh, and your real name, Peach, we all know it's Peach, is Daisy. What? Caught me off guard.
Also, big disappointment, there's never a moment where there's a castle and the princess not being in that castle.
That's true. And I have some pitches for this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I went crazy pants insane.
I got two for you. I couldn't sleep the night after watching it. I genuinely could not sleep because I was struggling so hard to find who I would cast as the live action version of Mario and Luigi, and it was driving me can I swear on this?
Yeah.
It was driving me fucking nuts. And
I believe that.
I was up till like 4:30 in the morning tossing and turning like, who will play them?
I spent a long time going, well, they've got to be Italian. Then I don't think I cast a single Italian person.
No, I did not.
But part of the reason why is because there was some video that I watched recently that just like randomly came up, and it was talking about how the guy who's the voice of Mario, "It's me, Mario, hello," that guy.
Yeah.
And it was talking about how
very offensive to my people, which is the Italians.
And it was talking about how he got cast, like how he got like the role. And the basic crux of the video was that he showed up late to the audition. They were packing up, and they were like, all right, fine. You start talking, we'll hit record. As soon as you stop talking, we're done. And he talked for half an hour. But he was thinking about, like, he could do, like, kind of like the stereotypical, like, hey, I'm a New Yorker, and I'm talking like this kind of voice. Like how they do in the Super Mario cartoon, which is weird and off-putting for a tiny little cartoon character plumber.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, let me just sound like a cartoon character. And he sounded like these. Which, yes, I understand that that's offensive. Now
it's not offensive. It's iconic. It's what it is.
It is now, yeah.
It's just stupid.
and they let him talk for half an hour.
Yeah.
Just doing that voice and just like
let him talk, or could they just not get away? Was it because I know when somebody starts rambling at me, I don't know what to do.
Apparently at the
I would never. That's so rude.
They only told because they said as soon as you stop talking, you're done. So he kept talking.
Yeah, but they're probably standing there going like, oh shit, he's still talking.
They only stopped him when they ran out of tape.
Which might have been an excuse to finally end the horrible conversation
they
were in.
cast him.
Yeah,
so hard to say.
Doesn't mean he's not uncomfortable to be around.
I feel like a casting director at some point has gotten comfortable with going, okay, we're good.
Yeah, fair.
You can go. You did really well.
Oh, I've seen that so much. Please leave.
So, you said you've got 2 pitches.
Yeah.
So
I have how it should be done, and then what I would have to do if it were like
because what is the Mario Brothers now? It's just, hey, our worlds are... I feel like the entire movie was inspired by, well, Yoshi's a dinosaur. Bowser's kind of a dinosaur. That's the movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It doesn't really go into the actual mythology of the games much at all. It's weird.
I don't know. At some point, like, they can jump, and they haven't even picked up a leaf.
No,
There's not a single Tanuki suit to be seen.
Just the boot. They justify the jumping with the boots, which I thought was cool. Like, I love that shot when they're in the elevator and they're finally in their costumes, though. Is super iconic. Like, if that were a good movie, that would be the shot that stood out.
Right, except that they grabbed those costumes from a random locker.
Yep.
Those costumes are not theirs, and they definitely fit.
Yeah.
Because they show up to the random dance wearing Luigi in red and Mario in yellow.
Yeah, ketchup and mustard.
For no reason.
Absolutely did not make sense.
I think we can all agree that the 2 best characters in this movie are Big Bertha and Yoshi.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I guess the fungus.
You know what? I think Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo were perfect casting at the time.
I don't disagree. I thought they both were great.
Yeah.
It's just shittily written and directed.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. What a mess.
But I'm not... I mean, if you want to hear kind of the basic synopsis of the plot, go back and listen to last week's mini episode where I'll give you a rundown through it. So, Nick, tell me what you want to do to this movie. Like, how do we fix this?
Oh, what I think it should be done is... It should be like a computer-animated film.
So you want this to be The Lion King. Got it.
No, I want it to be like Wreck-It Ralph, and possibly even in the Wreck-It Ralph universe. Because they already introduced... They show Mario, I believe.
They show
Tapper
Sonic.
looks like Mario.
Tapper looks like Mario, but I don't think they've got Mario because...
I think he walks by in a scene in the first one.
I'd believe you, but I don't know.
And I think it'd be cool if it either took place in that universe or that it was just the same Disney team that does it, because that animation fits Mario Brothers great.
Absolutely.
It's video game animation.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I think, ideally it should be done. That would make it a good film. But...
So in your head, it's an animated movie? You threw away the live-action component entirely?
No, I have the live-action version, too, because I know that's the idea of this podcast, is to recast the... So, yeah, I have a live-action one as well. And as I said, I couldn't sleep. I was racking my brain on who I would cast as Mario and Luigi. Do you want to hear?
Mean, are they the core... Is the concept for the movie then centered around those actors and it needs to be those 2 actors?
No.
So tell me about what happens then, and then we'll get into casting.
What happens in my live action? I have no idea.
Oh.
I just recast it.
Oh, all right. So then can I tell you about how my live action, how I think this movie is going to work?
Yeah.
Because for it to be a remake of the Super Mario Brothers movie, and to both be a good remake and also recapture the essence of the original, it needs to be live action, and it needs to be dark. So here's the thing. The plumbers are secret agents working for the Toadstool Kingdom.
I already hate it.
They separate the bad fungus from the good fungus.
Oh, Jesus. What does that mean?
Well, think about it. So we've got the Goombas.
Yeah.
Which is a terrible name, but they're the bad mushrooms. And then you've got the Toads, who are the good mushrooms.
Oh, okay,
There's bad fungus and there's good fungus.
Okay.
And it's just figuring out which mycelia they respond to. Unrelated. Do you know what the largest organism on Earth is?
Earth?
No. But, so, underneath, I think it's Oregon and Washington, there's a 2,000-acre wide mushroom.
Oh, I've read about that, yeah.
And it's like a single mycelium somewhere that's there's just toadstools and mushrooms that pop up everywhere, but that are genetically the same because they're all linked to the same thing. And it's insane.
That's fascinating. Because I'd once read that mushrooms are foreign to our planet.
I heard that too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely an invasive thing, and it's slowly sucking our planet dry.
And yet I eat mushrooms all the time.
Oh yeah, they're delicious. I ate mushrooms while watching this movie.
That's I like to do that with certain films, like match food with what I'm watching.
I didn't do that intentionally, but in retrospect, it was very smart.
Yeah.
It was just like a pepperoni and mushroom pizza.
Yeah. Perfect for that movie.
Again, didn't do it intentionally, but in retrospect, I did it intentionally.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, basically, King Toadstool goes missing, and it's up to the plumbers to get him back. So they send their best agent Agent Peach. But when she's captured, they have to send their second unit. Mario, Luigi, and Daisy. Sorry, Mario. Looks like your promotion is in another castle.
No. No. What? Why? No.
So, what happens is, it's a reason to both have Peach be captured in a way that isn't just...
Classic.
Well, she has no agency. She's just a captured damsel in distress. No, she's the best one. And she got captured and they have to go rescue her. And because they're not great, they go to the wrong place to rescue her first.
Mm-hmm.
Because, sorry, Mario, Princess is in another castle.
Yeah, which really was missing for them. But
yes.
Why not just reverse it and have Daisy and Peach go looking for the missing Mario and Luigi?
I thought about that, but at the end of the day, it's still a Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah.
And I feel like that would be the sequel.
You're right. It would disappoint all those angry boys on Twitter.
And they're my audience. They're all I have.
Oh, no.
So then, as we're moving forward, I feel like Toad is Q. Like, he's the one... Because it's Toad that's always there with, like, the lottery games, providing them with, like, extra power-ups for them to put in their bag and save for later. Like, the stars, the leaves, the mushrooms, and everything. So he's... Exactly. So, Toad has to be the one providing them with their secret agent tools.
Oh, God.
And Yoshi's the car. So, basically, to be a plumber in this universe...
Oh, I did Yoshi.
What?
I did a Yoshi impression while you were talking about Toad, because I mentally mixed them up, just for a moment.
My Yoshi impression is... That's it, thank you. Yeah. So, it's in this world, like, to be a plumber, to earn... You don't... Like, to earn your stripes, you're not earning your stripes. You're earning your mustache.
Oh, Jesus.
So I cast...
This is a dark movie? It doesn't sound dark.
It's written dark, but then I cast almost exclusively, like, comedians and like, comedy people.
Uh-huh.
So, because, like... It's people who don't normally have mustaches, but, like, instead of having a badge, they have a mustache, and they just, like, go around... Like, Daisy will have a mustache this movie.
Great.
Just like that...
So it's a comedy. That's
turn in your mustache and
your wrench.
and your wrench, sure. Yeah. And rip off the mustache. Ow! Lay it on the desk. You're out of order. I'm going solo.
Have you seen The Four Players?
No, I don't know what that is.
It's a YouTube series that was a gritty live-action remake of Mario Brothers, but it was just intro videos for the four main characters, which were Mario. It's actually really, really good. It's really well done. It's like in that Adi Shankar gritty reboot thing, like he did with Punisher and Power Rangers,
which was so good.
Yeah, it's in that style. Sure. Different producer, I believe, though. Check them out if you have time. They're really cool, really gritty stuff.
But kind of that's the idea. So
okay,
so I mean, because the whole premise of this movie is that it's ridiculous, and I just want to like have like the gritty script, but then it's just like comedy people just doing it and just making it insane.
So who do you have?
So we want to get into that right away?
Oh, you told me comedy people sent it. Oh, yeah. My ears perked up. I need to know.
I mean, you're the one who struggled and struggled and struggled for Mario, when really at the end of the day it needs to be Zach Galifianakis.
Interesting. I thought about that and I passed on it because I didn't want to do comedy people.
You did not want to do comedy people?
Yeah, I'll explain why.
We have different movies.
Yeah, yes we do.
Tell me who your person is.
Oh, no, it's because it's very important. It ties in with Luigi and it's so dumb.
Okay, so you want to know my Mario and my Luigi?
Yeah. Zach Braff. Is it Zach Braff? So you could have two Zachs?
No, that would have been funny. I just think Zach Braff's time has come and gone, which is a shame. Anyway, no, I have Mario as Zach Galifianakis, then I have Luigi as being like the serious one, because I kind of have the designations of Mario and Luigi like being like their James Bond style. Oh, so you're the new Luigi, huh? All right, come on, kid. Mm-hmm. And I have an actor named Gabriel Chavarria, who is, well, because the original Luigi is John Leguizamo, who's Hispanic, so I cast another Hispanic guy. Mm-hmm. And Gabriel Chavarria, he's in War for the Planet of the Apes, he's in East Los High, he's in like the new Purge TV show.
Okay.
He's like a serious dramatic actor.
I've heard the name. I don't think I've seen him in anything, though.
I feel like you'd recognize his face, but it, A, look good with a mustache, B, tall, and C, just a weird choice.
Okay. All right.
Seemed like fun.
Yeah.
So that's who I had for my Mario and my Luigi. Uh-huh. Tell me, so you went full seriousness. All right, so tell me who your two people were. And
just serious actors, not serious. I wouldn't say they're serious actors, but just I didn't go with comedians is all. Though they've done comedic stuff.
Did you go with Nick Frost and Simon Pegg?
No, but that would be fun.
Right? That was like the first thing I had. I was like, oh, one of them's short, one of them's tall.
So this is going to sound crazy, at first.
Go on.
It took me a really long time to be like, who the hell should play these brothers? Who should do it? What? And I was going through like, oh, let me try to make them look like the characters more. And I was going through that, so that's why I went through Zach Galifianakis already at some point. And actually, it didn't dawn on me to think of Nick Frost and Simon Pegg, but I'm still not feeling it. I went with Chris and Liam Hemsworth.
What?
Yes, just picture it. Just close your eyes and picture them in the costumes with the mustaches, and then picture it as like a Taika Waititi directed film. Like, it's great, and they could just do their fucking Australian accents, because it doesn't matter at this point. It does not matter. Because you've already cast Chris and Liam Hemsworth, which is nuts.
Yes.
And I would love to see them play the Mario Brothers in like a stupid PG-13, like, they're still doing their Australian accents. They're like, hey, we're the Mario Brothers walking around. I think
Honestly,
I would love
Chris
that.
Hemsworth would have to be Mario, and Liam Hemsworth would have to be Luigi.
Yeah, of course.
Because Liam Hemsworth just isn't quite as good as Chris.
Do you trash talk so many people? You have a podcast. You want to work in the entertainment industry, but you have a podcast where you trash talk but people in the entertainment industry?
No one listens to this.
Oh, God, what if they pull it up? You finally get a job, you're writing for Chris and Liam, and then they're like, oh, shit. Here's this podcast. You're like, Liam's not as good as Chris.
I'm playing a character. Maybe it's the Colbert Show.
We haven't seen him do comedy yet. I mean, he was fine in the...
really funny.
Yeah, he was fine in the Hunger Games.
That's true. I mean, I've never seen Liam in something where I thought he was doing a bad job.
Yeah.
That's just kind of like the Hollywood zeitgeist around these two. Like, which is unfortunate for poor Liam.
That's just Chris is the more famous one because he's been in bigger movies.
This is also true. I mean, Liam could have been good too if he was also in Cabin in the Woods, but no.
Yeah. Actually, Cabin in the Woods, which is a masterpiece, was shelved until Chris Hemsworth got Thor, and then they're like, oh, we could profit off this now. And then they released it. It should have came out years prior.
Really?
Yep.
I don't think I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Miramax shelved it. Fuck Harvey Weinstein, am I right?
But yeah, so, okay. So you see it as the Hemsworths.
Yeah.
Isn't there a third Hemsworth?
There is. He's on Westworld.
He's Wario.
Yeah, that's good. That's so good. Yes, he is. I didn't even think of that. Oh, perfect.
He just shows up and he's evil with a little crooked mustache.
Yeah. Oh,
wah, 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 wah.
Oh, that would be so good. That's right. And the more I built like this movie in my head, and I didn't like lay out plot or anything.
So tell me about the movie that you built.
I didn't. I just didn't think about plot at all.
I was
casting. It took me so long to decide on the Hemsworth brothers. I was like, that's it. It's done. Once you pitch them, that's it. That's the whole movie. You could picture it from there. You're like, oh, how do you make this movie? Oh, obviously Chris has to be the tough guy who's funny, and Liam has to be the more serious one. And boom, that's just write the plot around that. Princess gets kidnapped. Doesn't matter. Maybe she runs
Princess
away.
Of what? What's happening?
Princess of Wales. I don't know.
Princess of Wales.
Yeah.
Do we still have one of those?
I don't know. What do you mean we? What are you British agent?
So you're saying it's taking place in the real world, like our world?
No, not necessarily. I'm just saying it's the Hemsworth brothers.
Oh, okay. So literally a whale who is a princess.
Sure. No, that wasn't a serious riff.
So wait, hold on. Okay. So this is the version that's live action, not CG animated Wreck-It Ralph style.
Right. No, that one should legit just like exist in the Mario universe. They get power-ups. They do these things, but I think it would be cool if it was in the Wreck-It Ralph universe, and like, the first one is very much, most of the action takes place within a video game, so they could still have their story working in that universe, and I think that would be cool, and that kind of writes itself too.
I also like the idea of, like, you leave the Mario Brothers storyline, and you're playing tennis or kart or whatever, and they're just, like, hanging out with Bowser, just like, yeah, what's going on? And Bowser's like, yeah, sup? And then, like, you play other versions of the games, and Bowser's, like, 5 times the size. He's, like, a legit giant-sized monster.
And you use, like, Wario and Waluigi in that, like, the way Ralph is in the first one, where he feels bad about being a villain. And maybe they're actually the villains, and
I just love
trying to make the game themselves.
Yeah. Like, why aren't the Wario games more popular? Yeah. I had a Wario game before I had a Mario game.
I never played a Wario game.
I had, I think, Super Wario World 3, and it was... because it's the same kind of concept, but like instead of going to rescue someone, he's just trying to get treasure and win money so he can buy a house.
Yeah, he's the chaotic neutral Mario. I don't know.
Yeah, he's chaotic neutral. He's definitely chaotic, and like instead of getting power-ups, he would get hats, and so like he had a hat that like let him fly. He had a hat that let him shoot dragon fire, and those are the only 2 hats I remember.
Oh, it sounds fun.
Yeah.
I never played it.
It's, like, I I would legit go back and play this game again, because I remember it being super fun. But it was also very much like he had a hat and he was big, but if he got hurt, he'd lose the hat and be small.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what...
That's the shrinking sound. And then...
Bloop, 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 bloop.
You gotta do
No, that's Pac-Man.
Yeah. But the fireballs?
I did really enjoy in this movie about how, like, their guns were just shooting fireballs.
Yeah.
And I was like, look, you guys have guns. It could have been so easy for you to have flowers that do that. They kept being so close.
They have the mushroom that, for some reason, Mario just has at the end.
And what's crazy is that at the end, when they like kind of get transferred to the human world, at the very end, they have this mushroom. He like makes it a shield somehow. It
grows from absorbing it or something. It didn't make any... They don't explain it.
No.
And I don't even think he picks it up in the movie.
Nope.
He just has it.
It's just like, trust the fungus. I had this the whole time.
Yeah, but he didn't. Like, Luigi did.
Right. But then as they're getting transferred back into Dinosaur World, Mario gets bigger. And you're like, oh, Mario got bigger briefly. Up, now it's back to normal.
Yeah, it was a weird little, I guess, an Easter egg.
And then they're making an escape, and they make an escape on a mattress when they just very easily could have made an escape on a cart.
I don't know why they didn't go out the front door. That's what will rack my brain. Let's slide down these pipes. We don't know where they go.
First of all...
Thank God it's big enough to fit us all.
No pipe should ever be that big, because there's no reason pipes should ever be that big.
What's going through it?
Right.
I guess cold air.
Change... If it's that big, you are freezing a moon at that point. Like, it doesn't need to be that big. Like, the pipe is like a 1.5 by 1 foot rectangle, and I don't think it needs to be bigger than that, because air's going through it.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, a chain chomp could have gone through that. That would have been fun. Like, they're sliding down, and then all of a sudden, like, a chain chomp, because it's exactly the size.
That would have been great.
Them down. Instead of Indiana Jones, like a giant boulder, it's exactly the same size as the boulder, but it's a chain chomp.
I bet there was one PA on set who wanted to pitch that, but he was, like, really scared of all the tension that was going on.
Yeah.
And he died with that secret.
Mm-hmm.
Poor guy.
Tragic.
I actually did cast a Bowser, too. I almost forgot.
Who'd you cast for your Bowser?
Al Pacino.
Interesting.
And I don't want him to play like Bowser, and I don't want him to do it like Dennis Hopper. I just want him to be Al Pacino.
Okay.
Like, whoa, all right, Mario Brothers.
So you want him to be the Al Pacino that he is in Jack and Jill, the highly regarded Adam Sandler movie.
Wouldn't know. I wasn't foolish enough to watch it.
Don't. The first year that I was in LA, I did background, and that's one of the movies I did background on.
Mm-hmm.
It's very bad.
Do you get to see yourself in it, though?
Oh, no, I hope not. I've never seen it. But I do know that because I did background in the Jack and Jill movie, I knew that it was the correct answer for a trivia night thing that I went to 6 years later. Because literally it was like, this movie from whatever year was a clean sweep at the Razzies. Like, it won every single award at the Razzies. And I was like, what year? It's about when I got to LA. Jack and Jill. Because it was so bad.
I haven't seen it either, but I know there's a part of me that thinks if that movie came out in the 1930s, it would win every Oscar. Because it's like that style of stupid comedy that like, oh, it's a cross-dressing comedian we all love. Oh, yay!
Yeah, it's so transgressive.
Stupid.
Maybe. I don't know. I kind of made a similar casting choice for my Bowser, and I cast Nick Cage.
Yeah, he's
a little bit younger, and I feel like he could be kind of like the calm Bowser, and then he just goes nuts and breathes fire and wants to kill everyone.
Yeah, that's great. He wants to take their faces off.
Yeah, the whole thing. He wants to steal their power-ups.
He could turn into a flaming skull.
He can do all of the things, like, and also, so go ahead.
He could steal the Declaration of Independence.
He could do that, but instead of, I want to steal the Declaration of Independence. Let me just get the guy who wrote it, King Toadstool. But so this movie, like, I was watching this with my friend Cam, and we spent the movie just sitting and watching Bowser and this woman who was with him going, say her name. Who is she? What is this woman? Who is she? Say her name. What's this woman? We don't know. It turns out that woman is named Lena and is not a Mario Brothers character. Because we made it halfway through the movie, and it's not like until, like, Peach is escaping that Peach says, Lena! And we're like, who?
Yeah, it's the first time it's said, and then Dennis Hopper says it a couple times later.
Yeah, and then after that it happens a couple more times, like, Lena, no!
She has no motivation.
No.
At all.
She just, like, loses her mind.
Yeah.
And, like, and it would have been so easy to have her be, like, the witch, like, the one that, like, has the blue cape and rides around on the broom, and you're familiar with the character from Mario Brothers movies. All right, I'm going to pull up...
I don't know that character. While you're searching, I just want to comment on, they clearly had to cut a bunch of background stuff that was going on and, like, change shots, like, when they're at the club and stuff, because there was a lot of characters in metal bikinis and stuff like that. Okay, Magic Koopa. Referred to as Kamex in Japanese and certain English localizations, also known as Koopa Wizard. Oh god, and why do his cousins, Iggy and what's his name, they just change...
Spike.
Iggy and Spike, they suddenly just change sides?
That was so
like,
all of a sudden
dime.
they sit down at a bar and they're like, to the fall of Koopa, and we're like, since when?
And then they say...
we worked for your father.
Yeah, we've always been a loyal supporter of your father. But, like,
no,
you
were
kidnapped
not.
her. You're the... If you supported her, why did you kidnap her?
It's like, and it's like they were made stupid, and then Koopa foolishly made them smart again, and then they're like, oh yeah, no, we didn't like him.
Yeah, it made me think, like, if they were smart originally, and he had made them dumb to serve him, and they're like, oh, I made him too dumb, I better smarten him a little... And then they start to remember things, that would have been kind of neat. Yeah, and that would have made sense as an arc. But they just cut all that, if it was ever there.
And they're just... I mean, they're Koopa's cousins.
Yeah.
Like, they're literal villains from the thing. That said, they were super fun and great, but also... Whew, those poor guys. I did not recast them. Because... Why?
They probably had the most actual dialogue in the movie.
Yeah, and it certainly looked like they were having the most fun. As they, like, in a full suit, wades into, like, a bathtub full of yogurt because King Koopa's weirdly, like, germophobic for no reason.
Oh, yeah. What was up with that?
I don't know.
Oh, I did.
No.
There was one. So I didn't notice this when I was a kid, but I noticed it this time around, and I actually really, really appreciated it. It was something Dennis Hopper did with his character. Did you notice this?
With the arms?
He almost always held his arms like a T-Rex.
Cam had to point it out to me. Like, he was like, oh, look at Dennis Hopper's arms. I'm like, what about them? He's like, T-Rex arms.
It took
He's
me
just
forever.
holding them like T-Rex arms. I'm like, oh, that's great.
It took me forever to notice that. It's hilarious. If it were a good movie.
If it were a good movie, that would have been the sort of subtle character choice that we would have really appreciated.
Yeah, he's clearly just at this point too fed up with being in the film. I'm sure,
he's
like,
just going to make weird choices.
He shot for 16 weeks, but I think he's in 15 minutes of the movie.
He's got to be in more than that.
It doesn't
keep
feel
cutting
like
back to him.
Yeah, but he's like for 2 lines.
Yeah,
and he's sitting in a chair.
Or it's like that. I feel bad for everyone in this movie. Basically.
Oh yeah.
So do we want to cast this first and then go back and talk about what we want these cast members to do? Because I do want to... Because the big problem with this movie is the script. And we're both writers, so we should kind of have an idea of... Now, my idea is perfect, and I think it will play amazingly well, and everyone will love it.
I want to light your idea on fire. I hate it so much. I can't express how terrible of an idea it is.
It's enough the best words. Idea.
It's so bad.
It's so good.
Sam, you need to step out of your ego for a minute, and you just need to look at that idea and see that it is not ever going to work. All the components
of what make Mario are there.
Cut to a week later, you sold it, and I'm just sitting at home crying in the dark. It's not good.
But it's money. I'm going to get so many gold coins.
I'm
going to play so much tennis because of this.
I think the best way to approach it is just like look at the script that is it. We just watched it. Let's look at that script, like see what the script fixes are to make that story make sense.
That story will never make sense.
Neither will yours.
My story has a start, a middle, and an end.
Oh, how's it end?
It ends with them rescuing the princess, and then they all have cake.
Great.
And then there's and then 3 fireworks go up in front of the castle.
And they form mustaches?
No, it's just fireworks because you made it to the castle and then...
So, here's my pitch. That mine would be a social commentary where Mario is a terrorist running through country to country, ransacking the people, stealing the money, tearing down their flags, and then having a 4th of July party after going to the castle and saying, oh, the princess wasn't here? Whoops, I guess I invaded the wrong country. I'm still going to tear down your flag and have a fireworks show and then go to the next country. And that's my movie. He's just he's an American terrorist taking over countries.
Wow, that's not a bad pitch. You have to remember that he's Italian. Anyway, and so it breaks down. And
I'm Italian and I'm American. So
I don't think that's
works.
True. I don't think that's possible. And
that I'm an Italian American?
Yeah, I feel like those are 2 completely separate things.
How does that not make sense?
Name one other Italian American.
Joe Montana.
That's where you went.
I was a callback.
Look, we can all agree Bob Hoskins was a national treasure and was great in everything he did, but poor
absolutely.
Bob Hoskins.
Yeah. I mean, he regarded it as his worst film ever.
Oh, I'm sure.
I don't blame him.
I'm just really proud of what I picked for Yoshi because I made Yoshi their car.
Oh, okay. What'd you do? Is it?
It's a Fiat Multipla, which is regarded as one of the ugliest cars in the world.
And I'm just heartbroken that you've taken away my favorite character. That's who I main as in Smash. So, because
I played you when you've mained as Yoshi.
We've never played.
Huh? Interesting. Because there are a lot of people I know who really, really like playing as Yoshi, and depending on the version of the game, I can play as Yoshi. Yoshi's okay, but that loss of a triple jump really hurts me.
Oh,
I'm so reliant on that.
I only played the first one. I played the other ones a little bit, but I had a Nintendo 64, and me and my best friend growing up played it every single day after school, and I played as Yoshi, and I got... I have my 10,000 hours in on Super Smash Bros. The original. I'm very good as Yoshi.
I do too.
But if I need to get serious, play as Ness.
Ooh, Ness... I think Ness is...
We're way off topic.
Yeah, I think we can agree that Ness is...
the strongest character.
Other than Kirby. Like, the people who are the best play as Ness. Kirby's
the best to start as when you're new.
Yeah, and it's really, really difficult to be bad as Kirby.
Yeah.
But
it's easy to be bad as Ness.
It's really easy to be bad as Ness, but when you're good, you're so good.
Yep.
With the spikes and everything.
Juggling him.
Yep.
He's a good juggler.
This is the Fiat Multipla.
Oh yeah, that's hideous.
It's the worst car.
Yeah. Sponsored by Fiat.
I wanted an Italian car. I looked up worst Italian cars, and this was the top of the list. It literally looks like the car that Homer Simpson designed.
Which I don't get that reference. But
that's tragic.
Is it?
Yes.
There's a lot of Simpsons episodes out
there.
I've seen the important ones.
What's an important Simpsons episode?
Just a line every now and then, like, everything's coming up Millhouse.
Uh-huh. What happens in that episode?
I don't know, but his ankles are bone dry. I don't remember anything else about the episode.
Here's the thing. His ankles are wet. His cuffs are bone
dry.
Oh,
my mistake.
Because he's wearing flood pants.
Cool. There's so many people that are obsessed with The Simpsons in the world. I am not one of them.
You feel like you don't need to be?
Yeah, I'm not one of them.
Because it's just like, wherever you end up, other people will take care of it for you?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, that's fair.
I'm a jack of all trades when it comes to Simpson episodes.
So, since Toad is our cue for sure, I know you're angry.
He's your cue.
Yeah.
It's not my cue. Not my cue. Hashtag not my cue.
Hashtag not my cue. It just makes sense. It's because they don't plumb anything. Their pipes are how they can be like weird, how they get around secret tunnels.
Mm-hmm. It actually I could get behind this, where it's like he's walking and he's like, here's a little raccoon tail.
Uh-huh.
If you put this on, you'll turn into not a raccoon, but a tanuki.
What's a tanuki? Are you Japanese? No, it's like a raccoon.
So I can get behind that aspect. It's the convoluted plot and the mustache badges in the car.
What convoluted plot?
Oh my god. They're secret agents and they separate fungi.
Yeah. Look, everything's fungi. It's the Mushroom Kingdom.
I'm a fun guy.
Everything is fungi in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah, so why do you need to separate
there's the
it?
good guys and the bad guys.
They sound like the bad guys.
They're the cops.
They're labeling good versus bad. They're separating people. They
gotta separate the Goombas from the Toads.
This sounds like a very... What kind of state is that I'm looking for? Like
Police
Brazil?
State.
Yeah, but it starts with a
Dystopian.
T. No. It starts with a T. It's not tyrannical, but it's like a something state. V for Vendetta, Brazil. It sounds like that kind of world.
Oh.
And that your guys are very bad people.
It's a dark movie.
Yeah,
it's very dark.
We're here.
How do you earn
and we're pro-segregation.
No.
That's what it sounds like.
No, it's not. You aren't born bad. It's just like literally people who commit crimes are Goombas and people who don't commit crimes are Toads.
They don't look like Goombas or Toads?
No, because they're humans.
Okay.
This is the live action version.
All right.
Mario, Zach Galifianakis
what if somebody's
doesn't look like Mario. Nick Cage isn't going to look like Bowser.
What if somebody's wrongfully accused of being a Goomba?
Well, then it's a shame that we stomped on them. Because they were the fifth one. They were the fifth one we stomped on. We got a one up.
Is it a public stomping?
Public execution. They get put under the thwomp.
Oh God, you're a monster. Sweet Jesus.
Look, French Revolution was bloody and violent, but it was necessary.
Oh my God. First you're working for England, now you're working for...
I don't work for anyone but the Mushroom Kingdom.
You're just an agent of anarchy.
That's right. I've been working for... What's the puppet from Super Mario RPG?
Well, I don't know. I have not played Super Mario RPG. Though I must admit, I've watched a lot of like those crazy Super Mario Maker levels and people trying to beat them. Those are fun to watch.
Those things are insane. Gino. I'm just working for Gino.
Who's Gino?
He's the puppet from Super Mario RPG.
What's he do? What's his backstory?
He's basically Pinocchio, but in the Mario world. He's magic.
Is he bad?
No, he's a good guy. But like, no one really... There's him and some other character in Super Mario RPG that just appear in that game and never again.
Oh my god, I just had a crazy thought. I'm
Go ahead.
Sorry. I have to cast children to play them when they're small, and then they eat mushrooms and turn into Chris and Liam Hemsworth, and it has to be like two, like 8-year-olds or something, and and their clothes are all big, and they're like, the princess was kidnapped, and they eat the mushrooms, and then they grow into Chris and Liam.
Yeah, that has to happen.
And they still act like children while they're big.
100% that has to happen.
That's why it's a comedy.
Great.
Like Jacob Tremblay throws a mushroom in his mouth. Suddenly he's Liam Hemsworth. Oh my god, I'm going home and writing this.
Wow.
And then they get hit and they turn into kids in the action scenes. Oh my god, it's gonna be so good.
We gotta get out of here!
Yeah, and they're running around, their clothes are all baggy and their hats are hanging over their heads and they're all adorable. And then they're like, ow, and then they're badasses. Love it.
Look, the important thing is that we've got one good movie and one bad movie.
And yours is the bad one.
Is it? Look, I'm perfectly happy to throw away my choices for Mario and Luigi and pull in the Hemsworths because that's really funny, especially because our Wario cast
Your Wario pitch was perfect.
I love it.
We need to go to the studios right now and here's how you do live action.
Who was your Princess Peach?
I didn't cast one.
Oh, alright.
It's gonna have to be...
Because I've got Peach, Daisy, Big Bertha, Toad, I already told you my Yoshi, and my King Toadstool.
All right.
Who just pops up and says one line.
I'll give you some then. It's Paul Giamatti as King Toadstool. 100%.
King Toadstool is Jeremy Irons.
Oh, that's very British.
Yeah. Because in the movie that we have, he just randomly turns back from fungus and is just this really proper kingly dude. And the only person I can think of who would even fit that role and is good is Jeremy Irons. I'm like, yeah.
I just love Paul Giamatti, and he's Italian. And I'm going for at least one Italian in the cast.
I don't think that we're going to have that.
He might not even be Italian. I don't know. His name's very Italian. Peach would have to be so the roles... I'm all for...
Because remember, I cast a lot of comedians, but my Peach is correct.
I would really want a strong, badass Peach, and I wouldn't want to... Because now that I have them as kids, I wouldn't want a romantic subplot either. And I wouldn't want her kidnapped in my story either. But
the one thing that I give the movie as it exists now credit for is it didn't force a young woman to be dating Bob Hoskins.
Yeah.
That's gross. Bob Hoskins has his own love interest, and that was super funny and adorable, and I loved it.
Yeah, apparently they cut a scene where they get married at the end.
Aw.
Yeah.
Did you bake him a cake?
I didn't make it. I wasn't there.
That's a thing that's one of the things Peach says.
Did you... What?
Peach, in Super Mario Brothers, not the movie, but in the video game, it's she gives Mario a kiss and then bakes him a cake. That's what Peach does.
Oh, I have no recollection of that. I know she sends letters with powers on them.
I don't remember that at all.
That's in Super Mario 3. Every time you beat a level, you get a letter from Peach. And it goes, you're doing a great job. Here's something to help you on your journey, kind of thing.
I never played it. I don't remember that.
Oh, it's the best Mario game.
Is it?
I mean, Super Mario 64 is pretty... I haven't played them all, but...
Yeah.
Super Mario 3 is the one that made it huge.
I mean, I've played Mario Brothers. I've played Super Mario Brothers, which is kind of like the classic one.
Yeah.
I've never played that one. That's the one with the Tanuki suit, right?
Yes.
Because I haven't played that one.
It's
I'm
the
familiar
one
with it.
It's because when 2 was a weird game that they remastered and changed into a Super Mario game, but it wasn't one originally, apparently.
Oh, weird.
So it's a super trippy game, and it's where Big Bertha's from, I believe.
Yeah.
And then 3
for those
came
of you
back.
who didn't look it up like us, is a fish.
Shoots eggs out of her nose.
No, that's Birdo.
Oh,
Birdo
my mistake.
and Big Bertha are two completely different characters.
Whoops.
Because we thought she was Birdo also, but she's not. She's Big Bertha, who is a fish. Birdo is I think she's a trans character? I don't know. Birdo is a little bit progressive, but I don't remember what it is. But I agree, and so I made sure that my Peach was a similar age to my Zach Galifianakis.
Okay.
So Amy Poehler.
Nice. All right, yeah, comedy. You're going comedy.
Full comedy.
My issue with current comedy films is that when you cast a bunch of comedians, they always end up riffing off of each other. and then I think you lose plot a lot, and that's what I always worry about when it's like, if I see a film that's like, here's all these great comedic actors, I go, oh, I don't really want to see it. But if I see a film that's like, here's an ensemble, one of them's a comedian, I'm probably going to like it more.
I mean, that's why my plot's a paragraph long.
Oh, yeah.
And then the rest of it can
They just improv.
Yeah, it can be. It doesn't have to be. I've got some good writers and a good director for this. But... for real, though.
Who'd you get?
No, I'll get there.
All right.
I'll tell you the rest of my cast.
Jeebs.
Because my Daisy is a stand-up named Aparna Nancherla. She's also a voice actor. Like, she's...
I think I follow her on Twitter.
Very possible.
Yeah.
She's very funny and she's great. But she's also in Master of None. She's in Crashing. She's a voice in Steven Universe. And is delightful.
Great.
And then my Big Bertha is Gabernie Sidibe.
Gabri.
It is Gabri.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gabri. Because, like, I've seen her do comedy things and she's really funny. Mm-hmm. And I think she should be given more opportunities to be hysterically funny. Because Big Bertha in this movie is great. Like, I thought she was really fun.
Oh, yeah. That dance scene's super weird, though.
It's so weird, but it's so, like, it's
mostly
weird in such a good way.
Mostly because of the yellow suit.
Yeah, the yellow suit's not good. But, like, it's a fun scene, and just as a character, she's awesome.
Yeah.
And then my toad is a stand-up and actress named Natalie Palamides.
Yeah. I don't know Natalie, but
you're familiar.
Yeah,
and
I've
she's
seen
funny.
her at UCB a ton.
And I just think she'd be really funny to put her in the big head, and she's like, here's a thing that'll help you on your way. Here you go.
She's a great character actress.
Yep. Yoshi is the Fiat Multipla. King Toadstool's Jeremy Irons. And so that's the cast that I had.
Okay, so then I guess if I had, because I was so focused on Hemsworth, I think this just popped in my head. I would do Charlize Theron as Peach, and she's like the badass of the kingdom, and the reason they send the kid, like the Mario Brothers, out is because maybe she goes missing on a mission. Yeah. She's not actually kidnapped.
It's almost like they sent her, she's their best agent, but when she's captured, they need to send their second unit, Mario, Luigi, and Daisy.
Yeah, I just made it up. I made that up. 100%
right.
mine.
It's really good. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it'd be like, because why would you send these kids out? They don't work for an agency, but it's just like these two kids, like,
they're the kid detectives?
Yeah, no, like, they think she's missing, like, they think she was kidnapped and they love her, and they're like, oh my god, she's our best friend. Like, maybe she takes care of them. Not a mom, but like...
she's their babysitter?
Yeah, there you go.
They're going to rescue
It's Elizabeth Shue.
Their babysitter.
No, we're going to do Elizabeth Shue. We're going to reverse Adventures in Babysitting this. And, who was amazing in The Boys, if you watched it.
I'm an episode in. I need to watch the rest of it.
Oh, God, she's so good in it. It was nice to see her in a role like that. But yeah, and they just like, oh, we got to go rescue her, but she's fine. But they, like, unravel this plot, and they're saving the day. Or causing chaos through being in the wrong country each time, being in the wrong world. Like, she's not here?
I thought you had the map. I thought you had the map.
And then we'll just have, like, a cleanup crew following them, like, apologizing to the citizens of that world.
Like, oh, man, we gotta get to the other... Oh, man, we gotta get back to World 3? Fine. Whistle. Tornado just comes, pick them up, takes them away, and there's just, like, a disaster in their wake.
Oh, and I'll have King Toadstool send Wario and Waluigi after them, who are also two... they're two, like, bad kids who get bigger, and they're, like, we'll turn on the King Toadstool. All right, I need
to make sure I have the right name for this. Hold on.
Riffing this on the spot.
So if we're making Wario the other Hemsworth, you realize we have to make Waluigi, right?
Is there a fourth Hemsworth?
There is not, as far as I know. Josh Hutcherson.
Why?
Because he's the dude. He's the slightly less attractive dude from Hunger Games. So he's Liam Hemsworth's Waluigi.
That's too meta. That's
I know.
Meta casting.
It's so meta. Like, you're not going meta already.
I just do Liam Hemsworth again.
It's just two Liam Hemsworths?
Yeah.
Slightly shorter, slightly taller.
We'll put him in some we'll put him in, like, some SFX. It's two Liam Hemsworths.
That's so dumb. I hate it. I hate it so much.
I love it. I'm gonna go home and write it.
You legit should. Oh. So... I was telling, like, unrelated to anything, but you'll appreciate why this was frustrating for me. I went to some WGA event, and I'm talking to someone, and she's like, oh, this is my podcast. I'm like, oh, that sounds super cool. Let me tell you about my podcast. And I'm describing, like, this podcast, and I was like, oh, we take these movies, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, so why don't you write those movies? I was like, well, I come out with a new episode every other week, and it's just, like, kind of like a fun conversation. And she was like, yeah, you could write those. And I'm like, I have other things I'm writing.
Yeah.
I'm here at a WGA meeting. I've clearly written things. what? She's like, I honestly think people would benefit more if they took more time instead of having the ideas, just writing them. I'm like, okay, cool.
Fair point, but you're also writing other things, and you also, don't own this IP.
Right. And she's like, yeah, but you could
write it on spec.
Try and sell it and write it on spec. I'm like, yes, but again, I come out with a new episode every 2 weeks. I can't write a movie in 2 weeks. I can't write a good movie in 2 weeks.
You get a first draft done, though, for sure.
Yeah, sure.
A little mess. A little mess of a script.
So you're suggesting that I listen to her and and instead of doing this podcast, write a new movie every 2 weeks?
No, I'm saying do the podcast, and then occasionally, if you love one, maybe write it.
Yeah. Our Space Jam's really good last episode.
Okay, that's a horrible movie. That, like, you watch it as a kid, you're like, this is so good. But then you're like...
So, Space Jam is my Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
It's a movie I watched a lot when I was a kid.
Oh, so you loved it? And then
yeah. And then I rewatched it because this is episode 51, that's episode 50.
I'm pretty sure Space Jam is the reason why furries exist.
We have that conversation.
Okay. Yeah. I guess that's why you asked me to be on that episode, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's a real shame. You missed out on a really good one.
Yeah. And then I ruined this one.
Well, I mean, you didn't come in with a plot.
Because it's fun to come up with it on the fly. No, I thought because last time I was on, you said I wrote too much, so I was trying to be loose.
I love that.
Oh,
I said I wanted you to do that again.
I was trying to be loose this time.
No, I said do that again.
I think I came up with a great pitch on the spot. 2 kids, they turn into the Hemsworth brothers. They go looking for Peach.
So hold on.
But they keep ruining the wrong city.
Are these children plumbers?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They're the plumbers of the town, and they overhear that she's missing.
So these 8-year-olds are who you call to fix your pipes.
Yeah, and they're decent at it.
Are they?
Well, they mess things up a lot, and that's what the whole movie's gonna. They're like, and they go through, and they're looking for, and they keep destroying the town.
Scapino.
And then Waluigi and Wario are trying to stop them, but then they turn on him too when they finally catch up to him, and then like, oh god, there's this whole mess, and blah blah blah, and there's the plot. It's perfect. Just picture Jacob Tremblay eating a mushroom and turning into Liam Hemsworth.
Here, look. I would love that, except that I feel like it would be ruined in the trailers. Because I feel like if you cut the trailer where it's just those 2 kids as Mario and Luigi, and finally the end of the trailer is like they eat the mushroom, and then you see them get bigger, and you see the shadow of them get taller, and that's the end of the trailer, and you don't know it's the Hemsworths until the movie, then it would be a perfect movie. But it wouldn't be, because they would cut the trailer, just like they cut their trailer for the Jumanji movie, where who cares about the random kid who goes into the video game? We care about the fact that it's The Rock and everyone else, and that's the movie that you watch.
But I wouldn't advertise the kids at all.
Oh.
You don't know about the kids until you go and you're like, wait, what the fuck's going on? And then when they eat it...
I'm okay with that too.
Yeah.
Alright. How soon into the movie do the kids turn into the Hemsworths? Because I feel like it should be like 20 minutes in.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, you don't see them in their costumes in the one that the original until 66 minutes in.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
So, about 66 minutes. No. No, it's a page 10 moment. It's like the inciting incident happens, and then it's like, oh, we better go on a mission. Lol. And Yoshi's legit just a green dinosaur that they ride.
Hold on. I think we need to take another step back. So your pitch for this movie is Shazam.
Yep. Yes, it is. Which was a really sweet movie.
Shazam's really good.
I didn't think it was going to be good, and I watched it and I was like, I was touched.
There was no way for it to be good, and then it was.
Yeah.
Defying the odds.
It's the first DC movie that I was like a little weepy during.
Wonder Woman is also a good movie.
I didn't cry, though, during it.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's not really a crying movie.
No, it was, it's an empowering, badass movie, but there's really touching moments in Shazam.
I've used so many of those actors for ideal remake things.
Also, I hate the third act of Wonder Woman.
Yeah. No one really likes the third act of Wonder Woman. Like, I've talked previously about what my pitch for that would be, so...
It's just, why is her arc based on the guy? It's like, the whole movie...
Yeah.
I know, sorry.
If you guys want to hear my pitch for what I think Wonder Woman could have done in Act 3, listen to the 2.5-hour long James Bond episode that we came out with a couple months ago.
And find it in there.
It's in there, and also the rest of the episode's great.
Is that do people listen to the entire 2.5-hour episodes of this?
If they don't, then they failed me, and they failed this city.
Oh, you hear that? You failed them. And the city. You should be ashamed of yourselves.
Who'd you have for your writers? Or writer?
Me.
Oh, alright.
If I had to hire a writer that I like.
I mean, I agree. We should definitely
Nicole Perlman.
She's good too. Yeah. I thought about her, but I went with someone else but similar. Nicole Perlman is great. obviously we would write this, and we would write our 2 individual movies, and then we would smash them together and make one movie out of them.
Take all the... So we'll rip out random pages from each script, and then we'll go and fold them together like a deck of cards.
Exactly. It's the only way this can happen.
Yeah.
My 2 writers were Dan Hernandez and Benji Samit. They've written such amazing things like One Day at a Time, The Tick, and Detective Pikachu. The only good video game movie that's ever existed.
I just watched that too. I liked it, and I heard... Like, my roommates came back and they're like, don't see it, it's so fucking bad.
What?
And then I watched it, I was like, this is a really nice movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool. It's a
sweet.
kid's movie.
It's a kid's movie. It's super, like, sweet and
nice
nice and earnest.
That's another one I cried during.
Yeah.
And I thought Ryan Reynolds was delightful.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
And I want to hear the outtakes where he just, like, swears a bunch.
Oh, yeah.
I want that so bad. Because those exist. They've said they exist, but I just don't know if we'll ever get them.
It's like the R-rated Galaxy Quest that Sigourney Weaver says exists.
Oh, I want that.
Yeah, so do I.
And then, so my director, do you have someone in mind for the director?
Yeah, Taika Waititi.
Oh, that's right, Taika Waititi. And
I know, I'm going with the popular guy, but he's
my director is Rob Letterman, who directed the Detective Pikachu. But he also directed such amazing things as Goosebumps.
I know.
And Shark Tale.
Yeah, I'm not a bit... He's like one of those guys.
One.
Did he do Mummy 3, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor?
He might. I picked him because of Detective Pikachu, but I literally wrote Detective Pikachu, Goosebumps, Shark Tale. Huh.
Yeah. If it was the animated one that I think that...
Monsters vs. Aliens.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, no, I do. I like Rob Letterman. I was mixing him up with someone else.
Oh, he was special thanks in Shaun the Sheep movie, Farmageddon. Special thanks in Playmobil the movie.
Uh-oh. That Lego...
Executive producer on Captain Underpants.
Couldn't get through that.
He did Goosebumps, Gulliver's Travels, Monsters vs. Aliens. Special thanks in Over the Hedge, Shark Tale... Oh my god, these are really bad.
So it's your favorite forgettable animated movies that aren't Pixar?
No, these are just bad. These are not good movies. These are like bad movies.
If it was Wreck-It Ralph style, like I think they should actually do it, definitely get either Brad Bird or Andrew.
Yeah, I mean, if Brad Bird's available, I'd get him for lots of things.
Yeah.
As long as it's not live action, Brad Bird's great.
I think Tomorrowland is amazing. I think it's a highly underrated film. It's such a perfect message about what optimism is. And I love that people were perfectly... It's like a 50 Metascore and like a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. People are like perfectly divided on it. And like, oh, it's because you don't like optimism.
I don't think that's why I didn't like it.
Yeah. What didn't you like? Different podcast?
First of all, real forgettable. But also just like...
Oh, I don't think...
Because I remember a lot of the movie, but I also forget a lot of that movie. And I remember, like, there were a lot of those parts of the movie that I was fully in. Like, this movie's going to be good. I really like this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another movie that just kind of, like, falls apart in the third act.
Oh, I like it a lot. Yeah, we keep segueing.
Yeah. I mean, we've kind of talked about this movie. The point is that the movie as it is bad. It could have been... But it's bad for the reasons of... It, like, rejects the source material and... Like, Cam said, look, if this was a movie that wasn't the Mario Brothers and just was a ridiculous, like, weird movie, it might be, like, a weird, fun cult classic, but it's just simply not.
And if they filled in the plot holes and punched up some dialogue and, like, even moments when Luigi's bringing the kidnapped girls out in the tunnel, it's such an inactive scene. Like, the lady's actually doing the thing, and Luigi's standing, and he's not doing anything to help. He's just going, come on, this way! And he's standing right there next to Lena.
Yep.
Like, and everybody's just... It's like the director didn't say what to do.
One of those women turns and go, like, either says Mario or Luigi, and then, like, 30 seconds later is like, who are you guys?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no!
So many holes.
So many. There's no reason for them to need to stick to the... Like, if it had nothing to do with Mario at all, it was just, like, the crazy, convoluted, what if dinosaurs didn't go exist? What if the asteroid knocked into another universe?
Yeah.
That's great. I would watch that. And, like, that's a movie. And then the Mario Brothers movie, have a whole backstory and story. Use that.
Mm-hmm.
Or, plumbers, secret agents working for the Toadstool Kingdom. They separate the bad fungus from the...
You're a monster.
Yeah. But at least I'm not bad fungus.
Wow. Super, super offensive.
Against fungus?
You're creating this world. I didn't make the rules. You did. The logic dictates that that's offensive.
There's good people, there's bad people in this world, Nick.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad philosophy to have. Every heart can be pure if it strives to be. That's the message you should go for.
And you can catch Nick burning witches, purifying their souls.
Don't judge my hobbies. I actually just started playing The Witcher 3, and every time they burn a witch, I'm like, no! And I get real upset about it.
Yeah, wait, isn't that a movie, like a game that just came out?
No, it's been out for a while, but they just announced the show.
Oh, that's right.
Which is based off the books, and I don't think anybody else knows that and is expecting it to be based off the video games.
Because my understanding is the video games and the book are very different.
Yeah, apparently.
Do they burn a lot of witches in the book?
I don't know. I didn't read them.
All right. Oh, I saw a preview for that. Because I have a friend who works
for Henry Cavill. He fought to be in it.
Like, he left. He's not Superman anymore, so he could be in the
It's like his dream role.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because Superman used to be his dream role. It's not anymore.
Was it?
I think so. Who doesn't grow up and want to be a superhero?
I don't really want... I want to be the Rocketeer, which kind of counts.
At some point, that's another movie I need to remake, just as a fun side
one I would kill to be hired to write. I love the Rocketeer so much. It's one of my favorites.
Like, I'm holding off seeing it until I need to do an episode about it.
Oh my god, the score is amazing. It's such a good movie. It's Joe Johnston directed it, and he directed the first Captain America movie.
Oh.
And he did visual effects under Spielberg and Lucas for years. Like, I believe he worked on Empire Strikes Back and Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Amazing.
And then the Rocketeer, I think the score was Alan Silvestri, who's obviously a legend, but it might be James Howard. So forgive me if you famous composers are listening to this.
They are.
But your score is great. I just can't remember your name right now. And why am I talking about the Rocketeer? This is the Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, so was there anything else you wanted to talk about the Mario Brothers? Like, so for your version of the movie, what would be the tagline?
Ooh, that's good.
They're growing up one mushroom at a time?
No, that's funny, though. In a bad way. No, it's good that you came up with it really fast. It's my mind just went, like, it's a me, a ma. No, it's not a tagline. That's just a stupid fucking thing.
I mean, it literally could be, it's a them.
No, God. I don't like taglines. This is my problem. I can't think of a tagline that I've ever been like, oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, no. They're super fun to make fun of, but you gotta come up with one.
All right.
Like, what's on the poster? Give me something.
Okay.
It can't just be the name of the movie.
All right, hold on. Let's just go with yours. No, I can't.
They're here to one-up their enemies.
Ooh. See, does it always have to be a pun?
Yes.
Or a wordplay or something? Oh, I got it. Okay. I got it. Don't worry, it will be nothing like the other one.
Okay. That would work for both of ours. Now I have to think of a tagline for mine. She's in another castle, but she ain't no princess.
But is she on the poster?
Sure.
All right. So it's a Princess Peach movie.
It's about rescuing Princess Peach.
Oh,
but you gotta give her agency. If she doesn't have agency, what's the point?
Oh my god, Owen, I just like
the idea of Amy Poehler just like being tied up and just having to riff back and forth with Nick Cage. Like Nick Cage being like, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna take over the kingdom, and Amy Poehler just shutting him down over and over again.
Yours definitely has a Mario Kart style chase scene, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course.
I'm glad. Yeah, that's the only way to justify the cars and taking away my Yoshi. It's the only way that would make me happy is if they have a race. Then
one of them's driving the car, and then one of them's throwing things out. Like,
yeah.
Like,
what do you got? Banana peels? Yeah. There's some shells over there.
All right, fine. Whatever. And, like, I got a handful of shells.
What's this? It's a giant bullet.
I did really enjoy in this movie that bullet bills were what powered the jetpacks.
Oh, yeah. It
was weird. And, like, as we're sitting and watching the world, like, we kept being like, oh, that's Womps. That's Bullet Bill's delicatessen, something like that. And it was just a bunch of stuff like that, and I just really enjoyed it.
That's actually, it leads into my favorite bad shot of the movie, which is when Luigi is going to help Mario, and they just keep changing the angle as he's hovering through the air because they couldn't, like, get the wire worked for the one shot.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's moving for a really long time. And he's just, like,
so
waving
bad.
at people. Oh, God.
And, like, people are shooting at him.
Oh, he's holding the two guns.
And,
that was on his way back, but he's holding the two guns.
That was
and just
really
hovering
bad.
for a long time.
Like, they make being hooked up into, like, a flying harness look not fun.
Yeah.
Which is a shame.
Big disappointment. Also, they never really show how epic that desert world can be. They go through the map.
They're we have this city, the rest of the world's desert world.
And you just see a bit of it, and it's just a sandbox.
I like to think that in the rest of their world, there's a violent sun trying to kill everyone.
Oh, nice. That would have been so awesome if they were out in the desert, and you just... it's got its sunglasses on coming out.
And this weird stacked cactus
and you never played...
is slowly getting towards them.
The sun came from Super Mario 3.
I've watched internet jokes. And I have played Super Mario 64. So my tagline is, how'd you earn your mustache? And it's just
I hate it so much.
It's the three of them. It's Mario, Luigi, and Daisy, all three of them wearing the mustache.
I like it if it's a kid's movie, but you said it was super dark.
It's dark. It's dark in a kid's way. It's dark like this movie's dark.
Yeah, this set design is dark, but the plot is...
I will also say, I definitely appreciate you buying this movie on DVD.
Oh, yeah, no, I wanted to watch it again anyway, but I couldn't rent it anywhere.
Neither could I. I also had to buy it on DVD.
And I was going to watch... Somebody posted on YouTube, but it's just shitty quality. Yeah. And I was like, no, I need to...
I paid the $4 on Amazon to buy it.
I used to have it anyway. I owned it on DVD, so it was nice to have it back. And now I immediately cannot wait to give it away to somebody. I'm definitely...
It's a really good white elephant.
My roommate wanted to have a watch party. I was like, I can't watch it again for another 7 years. I need to forget how bad it is and then go, oh yeah, I could laugh during this.
Yeah, that's what I was saying with Cam. We need to sit, and in 2 or 3 years, I have to make someone who's never seen it watch it.
It's the end of Wet Hot American Summer, and we're just like, you know what, we should come back here in 10 years.
And then they do!
What, 9 o'clock? Or the show? I don't know.
It's great. So Nick, do you want people to follow you on social medias and stuff and get them to look you up and things?
Sure, I don't care if you do or don't, but if you want to, you can follow me on Twitter at NickJAss. ASS, because it's my name. My name's Nicholas Assunto. Listen, don't judge me.
You didn't choose your name.
I made it when I was 23, and now I'm I shouldn't go by Nick Ass. That's what people called me in high school.
It's a good porn name.
Yeah, if I had a great ass.
Yeah,
well, but I don't. I leaned in really close to the mic on that.
They will have heard that.
Okay, good.
Clearly they will have heard that.
I don't know how sound works.
Oh, fair enough. If you want to find out more about me, you can follow me on Twitter at SamGasch, SamGasch. If you want to follow the podcast, it is at Ideal Remake on Twitter and Instagram. And you can join Ideal Remake or Ideal Remake Podcast on Facebook, and it's just swell. If you can do anything else for the podcast, tell more people about it, tell your friends, leave us a review. All of those things would be great, and I personally would love you for it.
Yeah, Venmo me at Nick Assunto on Venmo. It'll help Sam out. It won't. I just cut him off. He looks real miffed about it.
Oh,
miffed
Assunto!
Oh, he's shaking his fist, everybody. He's shaking his fist.
All right, so then let's end with this. What is, from the movie as it is right now, what is your favorite quote from the Super Mario Bros. Movie?
Jesus, none of it. I don't think there's a single line of dialogue where I'm like, yes. Just any question Luigi asks really fast. What do you mean, Mario? What's this with the... Oh, no, the only line that pays off is, I know exactly what to do. And then he goes and gets Mario.
That's pretty good. I'm not going to lie, I've always really been a big fan of, how many Marios are there between you? 3. We got Mario, and Luigi Mario.
Yeah. That is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Which I remember being in the trailer.
I don't. But it's funny, and I like it.
I think there's also there was a line missing from that bit, because when I watched it, it didn't quite track, because I didn't know why he didn't ask Luigi his last name yet. That's how it goes. So he goes, what's your name? Mario. What's your name? Luigi. Or what's your name? Mario. He goes,
what's your name? Mario. What's your last name? Mario.
And then he goes, how many Marios are there between you?
I assume you're Mario too? Yeah. Luigi Mario.
No, he goes, no, Luigi.
Oh, interesting.
Right? And then he goes, well, how many Marios? I don't think he says Luigi Mario before he says how many Marios are there. Maybe I misheard it.
The important thing is that we're both wrong.
Okay. Also, I'm stretching this out way too.
Yeah. This was super fun. Thank you for coming on to talk about this
movie.
Glad to be here.
This
has been on my list for a while, and I'm glad we finally broke it down and came up with one really good movie and mine.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's good.
I just...
Look, you're not wrong. Because it's all of the Hemsworth brothers, it's so perfect. It's so perfect.
I swear to God, this goes
and
into...
just having Liam and then other Liam again, it's so amazing. There's nothing... Oh, I love it.